Okay, picture number 1. Trinity, how would you solve if you're given 2 angles in that picture? Number 1. What would you do with the angles? Would you set them equal? No. No? What would you do? Keep going. You would add them to equal 90. Awesome. John, why did you pick 90? What was special about that picture? Where did the 90 come from on picture number 1? The right angle marking. So guys, when you're solving a problem and you see a right angle marking, somewhere in your equation, the number 90 should show up. 90 degrees, a box, a right angle marking, you need to use 90. Okay. Yasmin, what would you do in picture number 2? Would you set them equal? Does this angle look congruent to that one? Matching? No? Okay, so check that one off the list. You're not going to set them equal. You would do similar to number 1. There's no right angle marking. What does this one and this one, what do they make together? 180! Yay! Ding, ding, ding. Richard, what are those 2 angles called? What are these called as a vocab word? Are they vertical? No. Are they complementary? No. Are they a linear pair? Yes. That's one of the words. They're a linear pair, but they're also supplementary and they're also adjacent. So when 2 angles are next to each other and they add up to 180, they are called a linear pair. 180, linear pair. Okay, Alejandro, what about if I said this angle was 50 degrees? This is situation 3. How would I solve? What would my equation be? I'll give you a hint. That's called the whole. Part plus part equals whole. X plus y equals 50. He didn't set them equal to each other. He didn't set them equal to 90 or 180. That's a part plus part equals whole problem. Very good. Niet, what about number 4? What are those angles? What would you do with those? Remember when we had the X? Would you add them? Would you set them equal? We did it 2 days ago. Seth, what would you do on number 4?
I think you would add it to sides.
There's no sides. These are angles. Put the book away. What would you do? Class, let's say them. What are these angles called? Vertical angles. What do you do with vertical angles? Thank you, Trinity. You just set them equal. Vertical angles are equal. They're the same. They're congruent. They are identical twins. Vertical angles are equal. They are the same measure. So in this one, you would set them equal. So add to equal 90. Add to equal 180. Part plus part equals whole. Set them equal. Okay. We're going to do that one later because y'all need to try some. Okay. Show me what X equals on your whiteboard. Go. Okay. Helen, how'd you set this one up? Good. 3x plus 5x equals 180. That is a linear pair. Those are adjacent. Those are supplementary. 8x equals 180. How do you solve for x? Divide by 8. 180 divided by 8 is 22.5. And that is okay to get a decimal. Next one. Jonathan, the next one's on the board. Grade 1, how'd you start this one? Thank you. Why is he allowed to set those equal? What's the word? Louder. Vertical angles. Vertical angles are always congruent every time. When things are congruent, you can set them equal. Add 6, divide by 5. X is 14. Next problem. Oh, find that is X. Thank you. Good. Everyone should already have this answer. Good. 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 How many steps was this problem, guys? In my mind, it was a one-step problem, but maybe in your mind, it was a two-step problem. Jonathan, tell me what to write and how to set this one up. To solve for x, how many steps? One step, guys. Subtract 28. You could even just look at this picture and be like, oh, the whole is 110 and I've used up 28, so you could have just subtracted them. Am I forcing you to write an equation? Never. I'll never force you to write it, okay? So that was a subtraction problem, a one-step problem, 82 degrees, right? Yes, okay. Find x, y, and z. Alex, what are you looking for? Well, you're missing like the best part of today, the most important part, the practice. I'm ready when you are. There's no equations to solve here. No equations. Yay, Jimmy! Don't let her get all these books. What are the blue angles called? Well, that's what they are, but they're called vertical angles, right? This is like the 5th time we've talked about these today. Vertical angles are congruent. They're the same. They match. They're equal. They're twins. If this one's 37, this one's 37. So that part's over. 37, 37. They match. They're congruent. They're the same measure. Okay, now let's look at the blue and the red. The blue and the red. What's that one called? They're not vertical angles. Linear pair. Adjacent. Yes, that's true too. How many degrees are in a straight line? Linear line. 180. So if you have 180 degrees and you've used up 37, that's a subtraction problem. 180 minus 37. Now what's z? By the vertical angle theorem, it's 143, because if this is 143 and these are vertical angles, then that one's 143. So if you have a cluster of 4 angles, if you know one of them, you know all 4 angles. So x was 37, 143, 143. Y'all didn't know. Next one, go. Should be quick. Let's do this. Show me. Beat Trinity. Yes, Seth, good job. I'm about to give you my cards I used to call on kids. Yay, good job! Y'all have got to like this stuff. Don't you like this stuff when it's easy? You usually like it. Good. Try again. Get your calculator. Try again. Good. Well, that's why you write it down. I'm not a good lip reader. No, yes. All right, what y'all do on this one? 90 minus 55. Ooh, what's the vocab word for these two angles? They're adjacent. What's another vocab word that starts with a C? They're not congruent, because that would mean they're the same measure. Complementary. Yes, those are complementary angles because they add to equal 90. Next one's on the board. Once you read this, you should be done with this problem once you read it. It's that quick. Thank you. Good job. Got it? Who else? Yep. Yeah, John. Man, I love it when you're here. You did everything right. You just gotta hear it. Richard, what you got? Alejandro, come on. Thank you, Richard. I'm so excited to be here. What do you have? Yep. What does bisect mean, class? Everybody, what does bisect mean? Cut in half. So this angle has been divided into two congruent angles. Well, we told you the whole angle's 40. Everyone can cut 40 in half. You don't need a calculator. 20. Richard, what are you doing? 20, 20. Like your vision should be. 20, 20. Okay, try this one. Yep. I'll even label it for you. Part plus part equals whole. Let's add them together in our head. Good. 5x plus 10x. What do you get? 15x. 4 plus negative 2. 2. 4 minus 2. Okay, so that's part plus part, and it equals the whole thing. It equals 120. All right, subtract 2 from both sides. 15x equals 118. This is where it gets ugly. Divide by 15. X is, what, 7.9 or 7.87, because the 6 bumped the 6 up. Either way, doesn't matter. I wanted you to be able to set it up. Part plus part equals whole. Okay. We're not doing the review right now.